everyone, Janitsu here, and it's actually my birthmas coming up this weekend. So on the 19th I turn older than I want to tell you, so I'm not going to. Anyway, so today I'm here to teach you how to make these cute, kawaii, adorable little gingerbread and house sketchbooks. It's gonna be so much fun. Let's get started. So first we'll start off with the things you'll need for this project. Most importantly, you'll need 2 pieces of chipboard. I used medium thickness, a ruler, an X-Acto knife, or other cutting utensil, paper of your choice for the inside. I used brown recycled paper, a neutral pH glue. One for bookbinding is ideal but not necessary. I just used Elmer's. White acrylic paint or a paint marker. I used a Posca. White puff paint if you want the thick icing effect. Any other acrylic colors you want to use, and a soft paintbrush for gluing the binding. It's optional to use a circle tool for the wreaths and felt for the gingerbread man. So first step is to decide on and measure the dimension of the piece. I mapped out my design in my sketchbook first. If you don't have a brown tone of gingerbread, you can wrap it with a sheet of paper and or paint it by hand. I decided pretty quickly that I wanted mine to be 7 by 6 high, plus the roof, and once I found the angle I wanted to make sure it lined up. Then I sketched an outline and made the gumdrops symmetrical. Cutting medium thickness chipboard was challenging with scissors, but not impossible, so take your time with this step, and make sure this shape comes out the way you want it. For extra security, you can glue the edges a bit so they don't fray. If you're going to wrap it in paper first, you don't have to do this step. Once it was cut, I traced the design onto a second piece of chipboard for the back cover. And then once it lined up, I chose the number of pages I wanted. I always do 15 to 40 pages plus the inner lining. I used 20 for this one since this paper is thick and rough. I also chose it because it happened to be the same color as the gingerbread. I thought it would be cleaner if I didn't use the round edges on the inside. I wanted it to be crisp and have the standard flat top house shape, so I went with that. I also cut out 4 white pieces for the lining on either side of the brown sketch paper. After that, I smashed it between something heavy. The heaviest thing I had was my huge Naplex prep book, so I used that. Then glued the edges of one side with Elmer's. While the first coat dried, I started working on sketching out my design. Once I had the sketch exactly the way I wanted with the windows and door and wreaths, I started painting on it with Artist Loft acrylics. I first painted a white and dark chocolate set of bonbons on the top, and then painted the rainbow gumdrops and sprinkles. I gotta say I love that dark brown color. It's so smooth and looks just like real melted chocolate. I also painted the doors and windows a slightly lighter shade of brown to make them stand out from the rest of the cover. Once the base colors and sprinkles were done, it was time to open up my Posca paint pens and start going over the design. I ended up having to paint over the window lines because they were not centered. Below the window I made some fake snow and cute little peppermints. Here I suggest you leave the mid-center open to customize your name. I'm glad I did that last because I wound up deciding I needed to reposition it. Finally, I finished the window, added my name, and put a final coat of glue on my paper booklet. I did 4 coats of glue overall, but you can get away with 3 probably. Next, I aligned the papers with the covers and glued it down. The white printer paper was thin, so I used a glue stick instead for coverage instead of the Elmer's. After that, I did all the same steps with the gingerbread man. But for him, I cut out an extra piece of chipboard for his candy cane, and I trimmed a small piece of green felt for his scarf. This last part is an optional step, but I think it really adds a fun bit of texture. I used puff paint for a thicker icing-like feel. I also did it for the overhang of the roof and the snow on the window of the gingerbread house. And there you have it! If you have any more holiday craft ideas, send them my way in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and press that little notification bell. And that's all for this week. Happy holidays! Thanks for watching. Bye!